Do you smell what Netflix is cooking? The streaming giant just leaped from the top rope into the live sports game, agreeing to a mammoth 10-year deal with World Wrestling Entertainment to be the new home of its flagship weekly program, Monday Night Raw, and then some. The cost? A cool $5 billion reportedly. We knew that Netflix was trying to get in on live sports streaming with the Netflix Cup golf tournament and its upcoming star-studded tennis tournament, but this groundbreaking new deal with WWE shows just how serious they are about making live sports entertainment a core part of their content catalog. And ultimately, it's another significant development in the rapidly changing landscape of sports broadcasting. There's a lot to unpack here, but we've got you covered. Sit back, relax, and take this in. It's no secret that the linear television model for broadcasting live sports is on its last breath. In recent years, streaming platforms have been trying and increasingly succeeding to gobble up those immensely valuable live sports broadcasting rights so that they can run wildly popular, ad-sponsored content on subscription-based services, and eventually put cable television to bed for good. Amazon, for instance, has been carrying NFL games on its streaming service, Prime, for years, and in 2021 secured exclusive rights to Thursday Night Football. Meanwhile, Apple TV has had an exclusive weekly Major League Baseball doubleheader broadcast since 2022 and agreed to a 10-year streaming partnership with Major League Soccer just last year. Hell, earlier this month, the NFL, for the first time ever, made a playoff game streaming exclusive, putting the Chiefs-Dolphins wildcard game on Peacock, the platform owned by NBC Universal. So, despite their public reservations about live sports streaming, it seemed like it was only a matter of time before Netflix, the world's biggest streaming platform, with roughly 250 million subscribers globally, got in on the action too. And just 2 months after their first ever live sports broadcast, the one-off Netflix Cup golf tournament, they got in a big way, reportedly forking over $5 billion for the broadcasting rights to WWE's flagship weekly show and a bunch of other programs beginning in January of 2025. Their new deal with WWE will make them the exclusive home for Monday Night Raw in the US, Canada, Latin America, and the UK. And outside the US market, Netflix will also exclusively carry 2 other weekly shows, SmackDown and NXT, plus all of WWE's premium events, like WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Now you may be wondering, why would Netflix choose wrestling for its first major foray into live sports, or to be more precise, sports entertainment, but there's actually a bunch of reasons. First and foremost, the WWE is a cultural and financial behemoth. In 2022, roughly 90 million Americans self-identified as WWE fans, a new record, while Monday Night Raw was the most watched show on the USA Network in 2023, attracting more than 17.5 million unique viewers. And that's just in the US. The WWE is a global attraction. In India, for instance, more than 56 million viewers tuned in to watch WrestleMania 38. And that worldwide fan base makes WWE content an attractive property for Netflix, whose subscriber base is also global. The streaming service is available in more than 190 countries, and Americans comprise only about a quarter of their subscribers. On top of that, though, the WWE also has an extensive library of archival footage, decades worth of classic fights, documentaries, etc., etc. This deal would make Netflix the new home of that vast content library, at least for international subscribers, making a subscription a no-brainer for WWE fans. Bottom line, this looks like a slam dunk of a deal for Netflix, whose list of potential partners was limited given that every other major pro sports league either recently finalized or is currently in the middle of long-term broadcasting and/or streaming rights agreements. And despite their CEO's insistence to the contrary, this mammoth investment would seem to represent a strategy shift for Netflix. Don't get me wrong, there's a meaningful difference between traditional sports and the sports entertainment of WWE, but from an investment and strategy perspective, is that distinction really relevant? At the end of the day, Netflix paid billions of dollars to make live sports entertainment a pillar of their content landscape. Does it really matter that WWE is scripted and Chiefs-Dolphins isn't? I'd argue that it doesn't. Either way though, the question now is, where do they go next? In the wake of this deal, could they be a player when the NBA's current broadcasting rights agreements expire after next season? It wouldn't be surprising. In fact, Netflix's deal with WWE could simply be an expensive precursor to that, an opportunity for them to demonstrate their facility with live sports content. After all, as CNBC recently reported, it's unlikely the NBA would hand over its largest package of streaming games to a provider that's never had experience with live sports. Look, I don't have a crystal ball, I can't tell you who the NBA's streaming partner is going to be come 2025, but you don't need one to see what the future of live sports broadcasting looks like. And with the biggest streaming service of them all finally getting in on the action with this WWE mega deal, the inevitable death of the linear television model is now that much closer. Okay, I'm going to give you one of these, only one, and you can only use it if it's good. Do you smell what Netflix is cooking? That was no good. Sorry.